Hey, so back here on the Rosa Parra
There you go.
article,
Welcome back,
and
Paul.
in regards to this particular part of her article, this is where she talks about. Let me see, do I have the thing here? Okay, good. I was also looking forward to the representation aspect of this all. A Latino Wednesday Adams, but to me, the best type of representation is the one that goes unsaid. A depiction that feels normal, where the characters aren't constantly reminding us about their ethnicity, race, sex, etc. Not once is the term Latino mentioned in the show, but I know she is because of the music she listens to, how she communicates with her father, and her reference to Dia de los Muertos. Little details tell us about the complexities of Wednesday without necessarily singling out her out just to that to that part of her identity. There's more to Wednesday than her ethnicity, and I wholeheartedly appreciate the show for depicting that. She's a writer, a detective, always a step ahead of everyone. She's straightforward, bold, socially awkward, and persistent. Shado, thoughts?
Yeah, that is exactly the way you do it. And if you want me to use a an appropriate term, because these shows are directed towards an English audience. So let's be honest with that.
Mm-hmm.
I the best representation um, of others, I call it ethnic spices. So they had the right amount of salsa. Miss Marvel, which the first episode was great and then it devolved into nonsense. The first episode, you got to know her Pakistani family through food, their attitude. It was the exact right amount of, Pakistani spices without it making going over the top. Again, it's for an English audience. And it worked really well, and that worked really well in this show. So I'm agreeing with Rosa. It's fun to learn about an ethnicity through their familial interactions, as opposed to waving a flag and protesting about something. So that's the fun way to do it, and it also works. The benefit of that is that you learn about the characters. So yeah, I mean, I think she was proudly Latino. I mean, that was great about it.
Um, yeah, I mean that's a good take. That there's a couple things I have to say with that. Is one, U.S. Latinos speak English very well, right? So they got it right that you don't have to be an exotic export. She
Correct.
didn't she did not need an accent and that would have been
No,
revolting,
that would have been horrible.
right? But when she writes, she's listening to, I believe, Chavala Vargas, the song La Llorona, which, if you guys know, of course, La Llorona is about the wailing woman who just drowned her kids. I mean, that's what Wednesday Adams would be listening to.
Correct.
I love that. But then she's also an American kid, so when she goes to that dance, uh, she's dancing goth. I mean, that was just stunning. That dance was
That was great.
just stunning. Um, there's two other, and my hats off to again to Rosa in her review. We put the link there in the chat. My hats off to you, girl. Great job. Um, there's two, and I'm gonna take this off now. There's two moments that I really loved that were again so slight, so nuanced. We don't do that anymore. They just hammer the shit out of you with this is my ethnicity. This is who I represent. Okay. Hollywood, this is how if you're going to do it, this is how you do it. This is a blueprint. Like Top Gun's a blueprint, this is a blueprint for representing. There's two very subtle things that she says. One was the connection between her and her mom. And at one point, and let's put spoilers up. Let's put spoilers up because now we're talking. At one point, and this is in the first episode. Um, Catherine Zeta-Jones gives her an amulet connection. Wear it. You can. It's obsidian from one of our Aztec priests, ancestors, and you can call upon the spirits. And she Wednesday kind of like laughed it off, but it proved to be very, very powerful and important in the final episode. And I was like, that's badass, because any kind of like Mexican American or Chicano that's done any kind of research on their lineage knows how important anything obsidian is. Obsidian blade, obsidian, jaguars, all that stuff. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool, but it's in the story and it really connects with the mom and with the mother and the daughter.
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, I don't know if Rosa caught that, but I did. She caught the La Llorona, and then she talked about Day of the Dead.
Mhm.
There's a moment in, I believe, episode 6 or 7 where they discover a creepy altar. And Wednesday kind of chuckles it off. She's like, well, we have this in our living room all year long for our Dia de los Muertos. And I'm like, yes, I have my Day of the Dead altar here all year long. Fuck yeah. That was just cool, man. That was just cool. So I appreciate those little nuggets, but it was as if. It was as if.
I mean, nobody in real life discusses their ethnicity constantly. It's like it just doesn't happen. You've got other more important things to do, like earn a living, live, get fruit juice on the corner. I mean, there's just so many other things that are more important. But I mean, people come here and I serve circa paprikash and they go, whoa, look at that's Hungarian. Yeah, so that's part of my culture.
Paprikash.
Paprika.
Yeah, well, you said something very important. Food, right? Always these common denominators. Food,
food,
music, language, and those were little nuggets that the writers put in their vision of this kind of like half Adams, half Latino family. It worked. I thought it was cool as shit, and it definitely didn't hammer over the head, and it's that type of presentation. We're in. We're in, Paul. Now, how are we presented? Are we Wednesday? Or is it like this? And I have to tell you guys, on that representation tip, which is such a divisive thing nowadays, it's presented in the best way. Kudos to them. But yes.
Guess who's coming for the holidays?
Hey kids, it's me, Kevin Smith, and I got an announcement for you.